Good morning to one and all. So as we all know that India's population is about 1.37 million. So to feed to these many people now, we require a large amount of food. Yes, that is why cultivation is very important, and along with that, we also require better and better agricultural practices, latest modern techniques, so that we can feed to these many people. So, we study the chapter crop production and management. In our previous session, we studied about what is a crop, what are the different types of season in a crop, that is Kharif season and Rabi season. We also understood about Zaid crops, which grows in between Kharif and Rabi. Then we understood which are the different agricultural practices. So there are basically 7 agricultural practices which we follow to get the food crops, which is first one is preparation of the soil, second one is sowing, third one is adding manure and fertilizer, fourth one is irrigation, fifth one is weeding, that is weedicides, removing the weeds, then sixth one is harvesting, and seventh one is storing. So in this chapter we will be studying all about why we have to follow, what is the process actually, what are these process, the meaning of it, then how are we going to follow these processes, and why should we follow these processes. So we'll start with the first one, first agricultural practice, that is preparation of soil. So what do you mean by preparation of the soil? Preparation of the soil means loosening and turning the soil. In other words, if we have to define that, the process of loosening and turning the soil is called as tilling and plowing. This is the meaning of preparation of the soil. So we say preparing the soil means tilling and plowing, right? So what is basically tilling? Tilling is nothing but leveling of the field or leveling of the soil. Now basically before we start farming or before we start growing something, we have to turn and loose the soil, as we understood. That is nothing but preparation of the soil. Now what do we do there? We do tilling and plowing. What does tilling actually mean? Tilling actually means leveling. Now suppose if you start gardening and if you have an uneven field, so it will be a problem while sowing, watering, harvesting, right? So what we have to do, we have to see that the land is level. Apart from that, you are constructing a building. Have you seen that? They level the land. Some part is up, some part is down, right? What do the first thing what they do is, they level the land. Similarly in farming here, we actually level the land. What we do in the leveling, what happens here, there are big clumps of soil which are called as crumbs. So these crumbs are broken, and when these are broken, they again become mixed in the soil and the soil is leveled, right? Then what is plowing here? Now plowing is in general, when we talk about, it is nothing but loosening it, right? Here we level it and we loose it. That is together called as preparing, tilling and plowing. Now, how are we going to do this tilling and plowing? We understood now the process. What do you mean by preparation, right? How are we going to prepare it? That means, how are we going to do the leveling and how are we going to do the plowing? There are some agricultural implements used in tilling and plowing. When I talk about agricultural implements, we have old traditional methods as well as we have modern technical methods also used in tilling and plowing. So agricultural implements used in plowing are plow, hoe and cultivator. Now basically when we talk about plow and hoe are the old traditional method of plowing. Cultivator is the new technical or the new based on the new technological terms, it is called as cultivator. Plow is nothing but there is a wooden shaft which is drawn by ox or it is drawn by a bullock in the field. So hoe is a wooden rod which has a sharp end, thing at the end made up of iron, which is used in plowing. You have a picture of plow, hoe and cultivator in your notes. So cultivator is a tractor driven. So here what happens in cultivator is less time is consumed in plowing, less labors. So the work is done very fast and efficiently when we talk about the time taken by plow and hoe. So what happens here, the manpower requirement is more number of laborers are required in the olden traditional method. And what happens, it also consumes lots of time. But when we come to the latest method, cultivator, it is a tractor driven. That means one person, one labor is enough. And time consumed is also very less. Here plow is drawn by the animals. Hoe is again done manually by the laborers itself. So these are the different agricultural implements used for plowing the field. Now when we talk about leveling, we also have to level the field, right? So leveling also is done in old traditional method as well as latest technological method. Now when we talk about old traditional method, it is ox drawn scraper, and latest technological method is land laser leveler. So you have both the figures or both the diagrams given in your notes. You can check for that. So here ox drawn scraper is again driven by bullocks or ox. So it is driven by animals, what we can say. Again here labor time consumed is more. But when we talk about land laser leveler, again it is a it's a vehicle driven by one single person. So time consumed is very less, works very efficiently and quick. So this is about how are we going to process this, or how are we going to do tilling and plowing, or how are we going to prepare the soil, right? Now the next most important thing is, why should we prepare the soil? Why should we do tilling? Why should we do plowing? So first we'll understand why should we do tilling. We have to do tilling because we understood that because there are big clumps of soil, so which are called as crumbs. These crumbs have to be broken down for leveling of the field, right? Apart from that, if the field is uneven, what happens is the seeds what you sow in that will not have a proper space. Second most thing is there will be water logging. Now for example, if I water a one particular plant, the water will log there because the another part is up. The water will not flow, right? So irrigation process becomes very difficult because few parts will get water and few parts of the field will not get water. So leveling is very important, otherwise it creates water logging in the field. So why leveling is done? We understood. Then why plowing is done? So basically there are three things what we see when we see that why plowing is done. So we also know that plowing plowing is nothing but loosening the soil. So what happens here, when we loosen the soil gets enough space or there is the roots inside the soil or the plant, they can breathe easily because roots can penetrate deep into the soil, so that gives them enough space for breathing. In the sense what you can say is there are many, even it has air in that, correct? So soil can take the water easily, water can percolate in the soil easily, air can percolate in the soil very easily if the soil is very loosened enough. They can breathe easily, roots can penetrate deep inside, right? That is why we loosen the soil. Second most important thing is nutrient rich soil. Now what happens, all the nutrients which are there in the soil are there much deeper. So when we loosen them, what will happen, all the nutrients will start coming on the upper layer of the soil. So nutrients are there on the upper layer of the soil means plants require nutrients for their growth, right? So it is a benefiting for the plants. Since those nutrients are very deep, so plants cannot draw those nutrients. Since we loosen them, these nutrients will come on the uppermost layer of the soil. Third thing is, it promotes the growth of microbes, microorganisms, earthworms, etc., which also adds humus to the soil. What is humus? Humus is a dark organic material that is formed from the dead and decayed of the plants and animals. I repeat, humus is a dark organic material which is formed in a soil, or which forms the soil from the dead and decayed parts of plants and animals. So that is why we have to prepare the soil, that is what, loosening the soil. So now we understood what exactly means preparation of the soil. Now once the soil is prepared, now our field is ready, it is leveled, it is loosened, right? Now what is our next step? Our next step is in sowing. So let us see what does sowing means. Now, the second agricultural practice what we will see here now is sowing. So, what is sowing? Selecting a good quality seed that goes into the soil is called as sowing. Now, when we talk about is selecting the good quality of seeds, right, that goes into the soil, known as sowing. So, what qualities do I look in that for sowing? I see that the seed has a very good quality. It will give me a better yield, a good yield. It is resistant to both biotic and abiotic factors. Now, what do I mean by biotic and abiotic factors? Biotic means living. Abiotic means non-living. So, the seeds will withstand. Further, when the seeds grow, they withstand both the factors. That means biotic factors. The seed is disease resistant. It can withstand, or it will not attract many worms, bacteria, etc. Abiotic factors, when the seed grows further, can withstand high temperature, wind, rain, heat, etc. All these things we look, right? So when we go, actually, if you are very much into like farming, or you like farming or something, when you go to buy seeds, you get quality of seeds. Like for example, let us take one basic example. I want to grow tomatoes at home. So these tomatoes, when you go to buy seeds, you have type A, type B, type C. An example I am giving you. You go to buy any types of seeds, you have types in them. So quality wise, we go to buy clothes, we have qualities, we have types. Similarly, here also we have different qualities of seeds. Make sure that the best quality of seed is chosen, right, for the better yield. So we understood now what is sowing, what type of seeds we have to choose for sowing. Then how do we do this process? Now how do I know that the seeds what I have chosen are the best quality one? So the best thing what we do, or farmers do here on a large scale also, when lot many seeds are taken in a quantity, in a bulk once, these seeds are put into a large tank of water, right? So what basically happens when we put all the seeds in water, the damaged seeds, the hollow seeds will start floating on the water. The good quality seeds are heavier ones. So what do? Heavier ones will sink in the water. We all know that lighter materials will float and heavier materials will sink. So the same thing, same technique, same basic techniques what we know. Even at home, when you soak pulses, grams, what will happen in that? In water, when you soak them, one which have hole or one which are hollow, they will float on the water, right? What do? We just take it out and throw it. The good ones are always at the bottom. They settle down, they sink in the bottom because they are heavy. We also follow the same technique before cooking or before when we soak them in water. Similar thing is used here also. They put all the seeds in the water, so the lighter ones or the damaged ones or the hollow ones will start floating on the water and the heavier ones will sink down. So what happens here in this case? The good seeds are at the bottom, so we can pick them and we can use them for sowing. That is how we understand and we select and pick the good seeds, right? And after we pick, we understood now which are the good ones. Now after we pick the good seeds, how are we going to sow them? So there also we have some agricultural implements. So these agricultural implements will help us to sow the seeds in a better way. So basically again here there are two different methods. One is our old traditional method and another is our modern technological method. Now when we talk about old traditional method, before this also, so seeds were sown in the field by just throwing them randomly, right? But what was happening, the harvest, the seeds, later there were many problems. We were not getting a very good yield because the seeds were just dispersed, they were just thrown randomly. So they might just fall anywhere in the field. So that method was stopped because it was not helpful to the farmers, right? Later what happened? There came a method called as a funnel method. Now what is this funnel method? This method is again drawn by oxes or drawn by animals. So when the animals are drawing a cart kind of a thing, so it is fixed with a funnel. So what farmer, again here animals as well as laborers are required. Seeds are put into the funnel and as the ox is driving the cart, so the cart has a sharp edge at the bottom, so that will prick or penetrate the ground, sow the seed and it would move for it, right? That is something called as a funnel method. We have a latest technological method known as seed drill. What would happen in seed drill? So here again is a tractor driven. So less manpower, one labor is enough and the work done is efficiently. While sowing the seeds, we also should see that there is a minimal or some equal distance maintained between one seed and another seed. Some distance should be maintained. I can't be growing seeds like this, right? So for example, in a classroom, if I just make you to sit in a bench, if two can sit comfortably, I make you sit four in a bench. I said adjust and sit. However, what will happen? You feel suffocated, you can't move your hands, you can't move your legs, right? You can't turn, you won't be comfortable enough. So similarly here, what happens when these seeds are sown, when the plants grow further, they don't get enough nutrition, they don't get enough space, sunlight, they don't get enough space to breathe enough, they don't grow properly. So we have to see that minimal space is maintained here. So see, actually funnel method when we talk about, for example, assume that I am using 5 centimeter gap, hypothetically, just an assumption. I am using 5 centimeter gap. Now in funnel method, I can't be exactly measuring 5 centimeter. Approximately it might come, for example, if this is 5 centimeter, this can be 6, this can be 4, this can be 3, again this can be 6, slightly a centimeter might vary. Example again, it might not be in centimeter, hypothetical example. What will happen in the seed drill? Appropriate distance is measured. If it is 5, each seeds are at the distance of 5. If it is 6, each seed is at the distance of 6. Why? Because it is done by a machine, not by a man here. So this is much more efficient, time saving as well as less manpower is required. So this is how we sow the seeds. Now when it comes to why, we already discussed why here. Why should we sow the seed by maintaining minimal distance? I'll again repeat that, because the seeds, when they grow into a seedling and a plant, they have to get enough space, enough sunlight, enough nutrients to grow comfortably. That is why we also maintain a minimal distance while sowing the seeds. We keep that in mind, distance should be maintained. Now that is why old traditional method, what would happen, seeds were just thrown in the field. So their distance wasn't maintained. Some seeds would be very far, some seeds would be very close by. So at the time of harvesting, irrigation, weeding, it would actually lead to a very big problem and the yield also would be very less. So these are the efficient method of sowing the seeds. Then why there's one more question also what I can implement here is, why are the plants kept in the nursery, or why are the what you can say seedlings are kept in a bag in a nursery, right? What actually they do is they grow the seedling and they just transfer to a small pouch kind of a bag, because later if you have to plant them, it is just you have to transfer it. by maintaining the distance. That is why seedlings are kept in a bag kind of a structure in a nursery, kept in a bag of a soil, small. So this is what we understood. What is sowing? Meaning of sowing. How we do the sowing process? That means we understood sowing, we have to select the seeds. What type of seeds we have to select, we understood. Then how do we know that the chosen seed is the best one, we understood here. What is a method to that? Then how are we going to sow this? Once we understand how are we going to sow this, why this method of sowing is so important. So what are the precautionary things what we have taken is so very much necessary. So this is about sowing. So in today's class, we understood the first two agricultural practices, that is preparation of the soil and sowing. In our next class, we will see now what are manures and fertilizer. Why are they so important to the plant? What is the next step? Yes. Any doubt in today's class, you can call on the same day of the video sent. Thank you.